Alrighty, folks, we talk about housing, real estate on this channel. We just did an episode where we talked about predictions for next year and the next 5 years. But you know what? What about housing in the next 90 days? The one and only Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mike. And this is a great conversation because when I saw it, um, I usually try to look at social media and housing news and all that stuff through the eyes of the average consumer. And I always think to myself, what do the people I'm talking to think of this? Does this motivate them? Does it scare them? Do they believe it? Who knows, right? Because there's so much information out there. And me and you both know there's plenty of crap out there. But this one was interesting. And it's always a good mental exercise to be like, well, what if? I can't remember who exactly was on it, but it was like a 3-person panel. And somebody on the panel was very passionate. They believe this with their whole heart. They said, over the next 90 days, the people that buy real estate are going to be looked at just like the people who bought real estate during the first 3 months of COVID. And we're going to look back and be like, I should have. I wish I did. Because if what a lot of people are saying, like the Patrick Bet-Davids, the worlds and others about like rates come down, demand skyrockets, and real estate gets relatively more expensive.
The crash up crowd, the crash up, which Patrick Bet-David is talking about. Yep.
And so this person, was staking their claim on the fact that like, you're going to look back and wish you would have if you're not in this crowd. And I'm not saying that to be salesy. I'm just saying it as you might want to think about it, right? There could be a scenario in which this window that exists where there's not, so much competition that it feels 2021-y, that you might buy, and then buyers come back to the market, interest rates come down, 10, 12 offers, it becomes the wild, wild west, similar to what we've seen in the past. And at the end of the year, you look back and go, gosh, I'm so glad I got that for $495. My neighbor just paid $580 for a lesser house. Who knows, right? What do you think, Mike?
Well, my natural reaction is, gosh, I hope not. I mean, I got to tell you, I thought 2020 and 2021. Let's just be clear. I do not consider those healthy markets. That said, we're heading into the spring selling season. We are not heading into that season with a lot of inventory. Rates are down 100 basis points or more already and seemingly going lower. The economy doesn't appear to be slamming into a recession. I could see it. I mean, it makes logical sense. I want to be really clear. I hope we don't see 5% growth in the median home price, let alone 10 or 15. I mean, that would be so ungood long term.
I agree 100%. And you know what's an interesting thread I wanted to pull on too, because I thought about this, because I know me and you are aligned in this. When rates move, me and you have seen it, and rates are going down. It's like, oh, it's a great time. It's a great time. We know it. People talk about it, but not a lot of people act on it. And then when rates go up, people are like, okay, I believe you now.
It's so weird. Yeah.
And I feel like some of that's happening right now, where people can see it and they can understand, you know what? Buying in January is probably going to be a lot better than buying in May in 2024. They understand all the reasons. It's logical, but for whatever reason, it's not enough push for them to take action. And I don't know why. I honestly don't. Other than like, that's human psychology. And I feel like there's going to be a moment this spring where a lot of buyers who I've had conversations with, or who have stayed in touch, are going to be all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, yes, let's go. And I'm going to wonder, what about the December conversation or late January, or we talked mid-February, all those conversations where you got it and you didn't want to be part of this wild dozen offers, removing contingencies type of environment. And we could see it coming.
Yeah.
But we still didn't act until we actually were in it.
It's going to be wild. I will agree. I don't know who put this out there, but I've talked to agents, Beth, Adrian, Omar, all the people that come back on the channel each week, and I'm like, I am nervous about Q1. It could get wild with low inventory, rates coming in and seemingly coming in more. The margins getting compressed. It was 300, now it's 275, seemingly going lower. Economy not crashing, but who knows? That could change in a moment's notice. It's I agree. The next 90 days, it's going to be fun to ride the wave. And we'll talk every week. I'll talk to agents every week, and I look forward to it. Q1's going to be interesting.
You know what? I'm going to give us all a glimmer of hope. I know something that can save us.
Okay,
I talked to a bunch of agents this week, and it's merry, happy, holiday season. Most of them don't feel stressed out. They're kind of putting together plans for 2024. And I added this question to the end of all my calls. What do you got coming in 2024? I know people are waiting to list, and every single agent I talk to, I got a condo and rancho. I got this coming here. I know that if somebody's got something to sell and they thought about December 15th, let's put it on January 2nd. Let's put it on that first weekend, whatever it is. And so that could be something that at least cushions us a little bit, right? If we get a bunch of inventory, it'll be great. And with that being said, I think both things happen. I think we get a lot of demand back. I think we get, an uptick in inventory. It's not going to be anywhere near the levels we truly need, but all that points to a very active year in real estate, where we never made this prediction, but what was this year? 4.3 million or something? When all said and done?
For the year, it'll be 4.243.
Okay. Yeah. I think that number is going to be above 5 in 2024.
Oh, I'll take the under to that, big dog.
All right. You heard it here first, Mike, and it's good to disagree sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because I think there's going to be action. And I think that even if it's nominal amounts of supply coming on when rates go to 5.5 or 5.25 and people decide to move up, I think people have been held back long enough where there's going to be
I think there's one more year.
Could be.
Yeah, I think there's one more year. Yeah.
So we'll see. I always root for the.
Yeah, you're team buyer. I got it. I know where you are. It's okay. I know where your bias is, and I love you for it.
I can say it out loud. I root for the business.
No, it's all good.
And speaking of that, go to greatmortgagebroker.com to connect me and the team.
You know what I think? You know what I actually think surprises to the upside in 2024? It's not housing transactions. I think it's refis. I think refis will shock people. The number of people that come back, especially if you're in expensive markets. I just talked to Jeb Smith. He bought a house here recently. He had a 7% rate. And Jeb Smith obviously has a monster YouTube channel. He's already refining just to get it to 6.5. And again, it's a big ass house, so that's meaningful.
Right. And a quick tidbit for people on refinance, there's going to be no shortage of people who want to help you refinance. And I'll tell you a couple things. It depends on a lot of factors. If you owe $1 million, you can save 0.5%. And rough math tells me that's $5,000 a year in interest savings.
Yep.
So if it costs you 3, no harm, no foul if you refinance it again 9 months later.
Right.
But if you come to me and we're going to bake $3,000 in costs into a $137,000 mortgage, it's not going to make sense. And you're going to want to either wait or not do it. Right. And that advice is not going to be the advice you hear from everybody. It's a nice way to say there's people in call centers that literally just need to hit sales quota numbers. And I saw it in 20 and 21. And I saw it even more in 22, where I told 9 out of 10 people no, because it didn't make sense. Hopefully I saved some people from financial ruin. Hopefully somebody in a call center didn't get with them and say, listen, going from 275 to 6.25 isn't that bad if you take the angle of the sun and the Pythagorean theorem and mix all your debts in, whatever they
get that 18% credit card debt down. Yeah, it's just stupid stuff. So folks, do yourself a favor, work with a professional who is willing to tell you, no, it doesn't make sense from you. Greatmortgagebroker.com. And again, he will be in Vegas. If you want to come meet Matt in person and you're one of the 300 members going, we will see you there. Matt, thank you so much.
I look forward to it, Mike. Yeah, I just talked to a rep follower that's like, I can't wait to see you in Vegas and shake your hand. So
there's going to be lots of people meeting for the first time. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.